Askreddit, public transportation users of Reddit, what are some unwritten rules when using public transportation? Nothing. I repeat, nothing should be coming out of a speaker on your person unless it's a vital ringtone and a family member has been hospitalized. Absolutely. Nobody wants to hear your shitty music. Don't look the crackhead associate in the eye. Unless you want to smoke crack. Don't sit on the seat directly next to anyone unless there's no other options. You will be seen as a creep for the rest of your trip. And, for the love of God, don't make matters worse by striking up an awkward conversation. Let people off the bus first. The same goes for trains, too. This one is written but people act like it's unwritten. Give your seat to elderly people, pregnant people and disabled people if they're stuck standing. One time I stood up to give a woman my seat, and casually mentioned to the person I was sitting next to why I was getting up. So I guess he felt guilty because he got up too. The elder two ladies were very happy to get our seats. 10 minutes later the bus breaks down in a managed lane on the highway and it took 2 hours for them to bring a replacement. It didn't bother me, but for 2 hours I stood there feeling the other guy quietly hating me and hoped he didn't work in the same building as me. Please wear deodorant. 2 ladies on the bus took turns spraying their foul perfume forward a guy they felt was causing an odor issue. It was humiliating for him and the rest of us in the bus were having asthma attacks from their cheap knockoff spray. I don't know what his issue was, but they were clearly inhumane bullies. Your bag does not need a seat, put that shit at your feet or on your lap. If the floor is disgusting and there's plenty of other seats then I'm putting my bag on a chair. No one's gonna sit directly next to you anyway unless there's no other option. If there is a puddle on the floor always assume it's piss. Also true of that one wet seat. When you sit next to me on the bus, you do not have the right to look at my phone. Yes, lady in the red hat who is currently reading this, I do mean you, as I was writing she has moved seats lol. That's when you open the Notes app and type something like, did you bring the stuff, or, is the job done, and purposely let them see it. Don't clip your goddamn fingernails. Por favor. I ride the public bus a lot and if you have to take a phone call just don't be loud and or use profanity. I understand that you're calling someone just to say hi or let them know that you're on the way but be kind to the other passengers. Worse is when they talk on speaker. Don't sniff seats when people get up. I assumed it was socially acceptable because it is victimless. I was wrong. Sorry what? Always offer to give your seat to an elderly person. Addendum, not all disabilities are visible. Just because a person looks young doesn't mean they're able-bodied. Just because they look like they can walk, doesn't mean they can stand for long periods. You never know who's on their way home from cancer treatment or who has a chronic illness that prevents them from driving. Let passengers exit first before you board yourself. Same goes for elevators. Like what the hell is wrong with you? You cannot get on the elevator until I get off. Don't play Despacito on the accordion. Toronto. Take off your backpack. No one wants to deal with your bag taking up space when we are squished like sardines. I've been hit in the face, I'm short, by so many backpacks it's ridiculous. Use hand sanitizer, always. But wait until you're off the subway. Don't open those packets, squirt that on your hands on the subway, they make the entire car smell like booze. Maybe alcoholics don't care about this, but to the rest of us it's nasty and offensive. No farting on the bus. Save it for the elevator. Leave your dog at home unless it's a service animal. This one I don't really care about if the subway permits it and the dog is polite. Don't be a middle-aged man and watch porn while sitting next to a teenager. Don't be a middle-aged man and watch porn while sitting next to a teenager . Don't stand in the middle of the bus. Or if it's full and people have to stand, don't stand right next to the doors. Too fracking often can you barely get inside and then 2 meters to the left or right is so much free space. Thank the bus driver. Where would such a thing be the norm? Don't stand in the door, use water, soap and deodorant before you exit your house, use headphones, don't talk, the only assigned seats for elderly people, pregnant women are marked appropriately, you don't demand any other seat, you stand still and try not to touch anyone, windows stay open except for AC or winter. You have said every rule in one sentence. Nice. When you urinate out the window of the bus, only do it while the bus is stopped. Unless you are next to a convertible. Don't fracking slap people. I got slapped twice by a Mexican kid who I went to middle school with. Missile school? What's the tuition costs of that? Asking for my fry. Who am I kidding? Asking for myself. On the bus at least, greet the driver when you get on and wave them goodbye when you get off. I prefer thanking them. On a train right now and a woman has her bag resting on her suitcase leaning on my leg. For clarification, we're both standing and there is plenty enough room for her to move it. Because you're allowing it. If you're sitting at a table, don't touch legs with someone of the other gender. If you're sitting at a table, don't touch legs with someone of the other gender. Occupy a single person space. If you cannot fit as a single person, then please have the courtesy to pay for 2 seats instead. It's annoying when you're sitting in a bus near the window and a huge lady sat beside you and say, "Can't you move a little bit more? I'm falling out the edge of my seat." For God's sake. My face is already flattened against the window. I am crazy curious now, where do you live that you buy public transportation tickets per seat? I've never heard of this, but it sounds like a pretty effective way to prevent overcrowding if you have enough buses. If you don't wave and jump for the driver, B won't stop. You just have a whole bus drivers then, or really bad stop locations. Please subscribe. Multiple videos uploaded daily.